drafted the most valuable asset in women's sports, the biggest asset in women's sports. The idea that they did not have somebody in this position it's asinine, it's ridiculous, it's insulting to the fan base. It shows a lack of professionalism by what's supposed to be a professional basketball team and organization. It's shocking to me. It is shocking. But the Indiana Fever have made a job post.
The Indiana Fever just revealed their unbelievable health director hire, but the true shock isn't who they picked, it's the fact this critical position didn't exist until asterisk. After a brutal, injury-plagued season that sidelined superstar Caitlin Clark multiple times, the team posted a job for a senior director of player health and performance. This role, essential for any professional sports organization, was only established asterisk after asterisk a year of catastrophic player breakdowns, leaving fans and players alike questioning the team's basic professionalism. The league's most valuable asset, Clark, suffered repeatedly, yet oversight for her health was apparently an afterthought. It's organizational malpractice, a slap in the face to players and fans, and a stark revelation of how far behind the Fever truly were. This isn't just an embarrassing oversight, it's a catastrophic failure of leadership that put careers at risk.
26 WNBA season. This is great news. Cannot wait to see her back on the floor. Now, there's also a lot of us Caitlin Clark fans who are triggered by the statements that Stephanie White made on the Fever Insider podcast, where she said that the team is building around Kelsey Mitchell, and we feel like Caitlin Clark needs to demand a trade. You know, like it's a lot. It's a lot. Caitlin Clark needs to get out of there. We're going to get into this footage of Caitlin Clark back working out, back training. This is great. We got a lot more to get into. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season turned into a personal injury nightmare, a relentless cycle of physical setbacks. She suffered multiple quad injuries, forcing her off the court for weeks at a time. Then came a minor groin injury, followed by a more severe one in mid-July. Just when recovery seemed possible, she sprained her ankle while rehabbing, which ultimately ended her season prematurely. These weren't isolated incidents, they painted a grim picture of inadequate player care. Her body, the very engine of her phenomenal talent, was breaking down, and fans wondered if the team was truly equipped to handle the physical demands placed upon her. The sheer volume of her injuries, especially soft tissue ones, raised serious alarms about preventative measures and in-season management.
Ball team and organization, it's shocking to me. It is shocking. But the Indiana Fever have made a job posting, and Lord knows it's a job that they absolutely need somebody in this job. My issue is, how the hell did you not already have somebody doing this? And why didn't you bring somebody on during the season? The whole team turned into a MASH unit.
Clark was far from the only Fever player to face season-ending hardship. The team truly became a MASH unit by the season's end, with 4 other players, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Eric McDonald, and Chloe Bibby, also suffering injuries that curtailed their seasons. Demarius Dantes missed the playoffs entirely due to a concussion, the source of which remains suspiciously unclear to this day. Even Kelsey Mitchell, a veteran leader, sustained a freak leg injury in the final playoff game. This catastrophic injury toll across the roster wasn't just bad luck. It pointed directly to a systemic problem within the organization, a glaring void where professional medical oversight should have been. The sheer number of sideline stars was truly unprecedented and deeply concerning.
The GOAT is back in the gym. The GOAT is back in the gym. Now, my thing is, Stephanie White has some very disturbing things to say. We all know Stephanie White's a bonehead, and for whatever reason, she and the Fever organization or whoever feels like they should be building the team around Kelsey Mitchell. We've heard plenty of times, Kelsey Mitchell, she is our number one priority last year, she'll be our number one priority this year. So being that,
The newly posted job description for Senior Director Player Health and Performance outlines a massive, comprehensive role that exposes the prior neglect. This individual will oversee the entire health, medical, and athletic performance department, including full-time sports performance coaches, athletic trainers, physical therapists, massage therapists, nutritionists, chiropractors, and interns. Their duties include initial examinations, diagnoses, evaluations, treatments, monitoring, and injury prevention. This extensive list reveals a startling lack of these fundamental services previously, leaving a gaping hole in player support. It's a blueprint for what should have been in place for years, not a reactive measure after a devastating injury crisis, confirming the organization's unbelievable prior deficiency.
During the season, the whole team turned into a MASH unit. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's no secret the Indiana Fever were dealt a brutal hand when it came to injuries they dealt with during the 2025 WNBA regular season. The most notable of these is regarding star Caitlin Clark, who experienced several soft tissue injuries during her sophomore WNBA campaign. She suffered 2 relatively minor quad injuries that kept her sidelined for a couple of weeks early in the season.
The outrage amongst fans and analysts is palpable, branding the situation organizational professional sports malpractice. The fact that a WNBA team, particularly one hosting the league's biggest star, operated without such a fundamental health and performance role is deemed ridiculous and insulting to the fan base. This isn't merely an oversight, it signifies a profound lack of seriousness and professionalism within the Fever organization. It screams of an amateur approach to managing multi-million-dollar athletic assets. The delay in addressing such a critical need until after a season marred by debilitating injuries is seen as unforgivable, a clear dereliction of duty by those in leadership.
Fever, we feel that Caitlin Clark should move on. Caitlin Clark needs to move on. This is just not gonna work. This is not gonna work. You know what I mean? This is the quote from Stephanie White. I want to continue to build around her. She is absolutely the number one priority. Now, she said she was the number one priority last year. She'll be the number one priority this year. So, being that Kelsey Mitchell is your number one priority, I think Caitlin.
The finger of blame points squarely at Fever leadership, particularly Stephanie White and Amber Cox. Many believe these figures should have demanded that this position be established years ago, or at the very least seen the urgent need for it. The idea that such a crucial role, vital for player well-being and team performance, was not prioritized or even recognized as essential before the recent injury crisis is baffling. It's suggested that this oversight goes all the way back to last year, even before Caitlin Clark was drafted, highlighting a long-standing organizational failure. Their failure to proactively address player health now stands as a glaring testament to short-sighted leadership.
During her sophomore WNBA campaign, she suffered 2 relatively minor quad injuries that kept her sidelined for a couple of weeks early in the season, then a minor groin injury that kept her out for another couple of weeks, then suffered a more serious groin injury on July 15th. Let's not forget about the ankle. Oh, here we go. But that's not all. Clark sprained her ankle while rehabbing before an August 7 game, which delayed her return timeline to the point where the Fever felt like she didn't have enough time to properly recover and return to the court. Thus,
a terrifying question looms: who was providing these critical services before this new role was created? Was there anyone adequately equipped to diagnose, treat, and prevent injuries for the Fever's professional athletes? The implication is grim, perhaps only interns, or worse, no dedicated professional staff at all. Some wonder if players like Caitlin Clark were forced to literally pay for all of that on her own, seeking external medical attention because the team lacked the necessary internal support. This scenario is unfathomable for a professional sports league, suggesting a gross dereliction of duty towards player welfare. The vacuum of care is unbelievable.
This is the quote from Stephanie White. I want to continue to build around her. She is absolutely the number one priority. Now, she said she was the number one priority last year. She'll be the number one priority this year. So, being that Kelsey Mitchell is your number one priority, I think Caitlin Clark should demand a trade. I think she should demand a trade. I don't trust you. I don't trust Amber Cox. I don't trust Kelly Crosskopf. I don't trust none of y'all. I don't trust none of y'all. I don't even want her working out at the damn facility.
The timing of this job posting amplifies the controversy significantly. It's not just that the role is *new*, it's that it's being created now. In late October, after the season has concluded. Nothing, it seems, struck the organization in June or even earlier during the height of the injury crisis to prompt immediate action. This delay suggests a reactive rather than proactive approach to player health. It implies they waited for the situation to become catastrophically bad before acknowledging a glaring deficiency. Fans are left wondering why such a fundamental position was not established a long time ago, perhaps even before Clark's arrival, demonstrating unbelievable negligence.
The later return timeline to the point where the Fever felt like she didn't have enough time to properly recover and return to the court, thus ending her season. Clark was far from the only Fever player that got hurt, as 4 other players, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, and Chloe Bibby, all suffered season-ending injuries in the final 2 or so months of the season. Demarius Dantes missed the playoffs because of concussion. It's still unclear where that concussion came from. The phantom concussion, I still never saw.
This entire fiasco casts a harsh spotlight on the broader professionalism of the WNBA itself. For many, the league often feels like minor league baseball or a AA team broadcast on local television, lacking the polish and infrastructure of major sports. The inability or unwillingness of a professional team to afford or even conceive of such critical roles prior to a crisis reinforces this perception. If a professional league couldn't afford to have these kind of roles prior, then questions arise about its fundamental viability as a truly professional entity. It's an indictment of the league's standards, a stark reminder of how far it still has to evolve.
I don't trust Amber Cox. I don't trust Kelly Crosskopf. I don't trust none of y'all. I don't trust none of y'all. I don't even want her working out at the damn facility over there. I'm hearing that the owner's son is not feeling y'all. If that's the case, you need to step in. You need to step in. Do y'all want Kelsey Mitchell and Stephanie White, or do y'all want Caitlin Clark? Let's get something clear here. Let's get things clear all the way around the board. How about that? Let's get this thing clear all the way around the board. Caitlin Clark is the reason people was even tuning into Indiana.
The ultimate irony is glaring. The Indiana Fever possess the most valuable commodity in women's sports in existence, Caitlin Clark. Yet they failed to provide the most basic professional support for her and her teammates. To have such a transformative star drawing unprecedented viewership and attention, while simultaneously operating without a comprehensive player health department, is an unbelievable contradiction. It's a staggering misalignment of priorities, where commercial value is recognized, but the fundamental duty of care for the athletes generating that value is shockingly neglected. This professional negligence is simply astounding when you consider her impact.
Job listing after injury-plagued WNBA season. Here's the job listing. I gotta tell you, it's absolutely needed, but it's also really embarrassing. Indiana Fever Senior Director of Player Health and Performance. Why the hell wasn't somebody already in this position? That's organizational, professional sports malpractice. Frankly, it shows a lack of seriousness. And I would assume.
Adding to the chaos, remarks from Stephanie White, the Fever's head coach, have ignited a firestorm, further fueling fan frustration. On the team's Insider podcast, White stated that the team plans to continue to build around her, referring to Kelsey Mitchell, proclaiming Mitchell as absolutely the #1 priority again this year, just as she was last year. These statements come amidst the backdrop of Clark's injury-plagued season and the organizational health failures. Fans interpret this as a dismissive attitude towards Clark, whose presence fundamentally changed the team's public profile and economic viability, creating unbelievable internal conflict.
Being clear all the way around the board. Caitlin Clark is the reason people was even tuning into Indiana Fever games. Y'all lost 55% of the audience once she wasn't playing. Y'all had to lie. Y'all lied about the injury. Y'all strung people along. Y'all wouldn't let her come back. Strung people along for an entire damn near season. Y'all waited until 2 days before the last game of the season to say she wasn't coming back. Why? Because y'all was trying to keep her fans in tune. Y'all was trying to keep hope so that, hey, I'm going to buy a ticket for down the line and make hope.
The overwhelming sentiment among many Caitlin Clark fans is that she needs to demand a trade from the Indiana Fever. This feeling stems directly from Stephanie White's repeated public prioritization of Kelsey Mitchell as the team's #1 priority. With the team's organizational health failures now shockingly exposed and a perceived lack of commitment to building around Clark, fans believe her future success and physical well-being are at risk. The belief is that the current Fever leadership, including Amber Cox and Kelly Cross, cannot be trusted with Clark's career. The situation has reached a critical point, demanding a drastic move for Clark's future.
Professional sports malpractice. Frankly, it shows a lack of seriousness. And I would assume this should fall back on Stephanie White and Amber Cox for not demanding that this position, or seeing the need for it. Shit, really going all the way back to last year. Forget about it. Christy Sides, the organization, somebody should have been on staff the moment Caitlin Clark got drafted. The senior director of...
Further fueling the demand for a trade is the accusation that the Fever organization deliberately lied about the injury and strung people along regarding Caitlin Clark's return timeline. Fans contend the team withheld accurate information, waiting until just 2 days before the season's final game to announce she wouldn't return. The motive, it's alleged, was to keep her fans in tune, maintaining hope that she might play to drive ticket sales and viewership, even while knowing her season was effectively over. This alleged deception is seen as a manipulative tactic, further eroding trust between the franchise and its most vital asset's enormous fan base.
People along for an entire damn near season. Y'all waited until 2 days before the last game of the season to say she wasn't coming back. Why? Because y'all was trying to keep her fans in tune. Y'all was trying to keep hope so that, hey, I'm going to buy a ticket for down the line and hopefully she'll be playing. Or I'm going to watch today. Maybe she'll get announced that she's playing. Like y'all used her and strung her fan base along, but y'all want to build around Kelsey Mitchell. Why don't y'all just use Kelsey Mitchell's fan base? She got a lot of publicity from being next to Caitlin Clark, and she's a hell of a player. Not taking that away. She's a hell of a player.
The controversy intensifies with the raw, unfiltered truth that nobody was checking for Kelsey Mitchell prior to Caitlin Clark standing next to her. While acknowledging Mitchell as a hell of a player, the stark reality is that Clark brought unprecedented visibility and a massive audience. The idea that the Fever would choose to build around Mitchell and her fan base when Clark is demonstrably the driving force behind the team's viewership and financial success is perplexing and unbelievable. This perceived lack of strategic vision for leveraging their biggest star is baffling to fans, highlighting a stunning miscalculation of talent dynamics.
I mean, my question would be, and let me just keep it 110% real here. If this league couldn't afford to have these kind of roles prior, this professional league should not have existed. I mean, this just goes to tell you, we're just going out there and I keep telling you guys, some of these broadcasts, when you watch them, they feel very minor league baseball-y. They feel like you're watching a AA team, local team on local television, and that's the look and the feel of the broadcast, and you're like, ugh.
The value of Caitlin Clark is, shockingly, understood and cherished by nearly every major league and company asterisk except asterisk the WNBA and the Indiana Fever. Golf, the NFL, and the NBA all comprehend the Caitlin Clark effect and appreciate her unique draw. She's already making waves in the golf world, demonstrating her appeal transcends basketball. It's an unbelievable paradox that the very league and team she plays for seem incapable of grasping or valuing her immense impact. This disconnect highlights a profound organizational blindness that is both frustrating and deeply concerning for her future in the WNBA.
That's just the facts. That's just a fact, bro. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real around here. Wasn't nobody checking for Kelsey Mitchell prior to her standing next to Caitlin Clark. Just like wasn't nobody checking for 90% of these people that's next to her right now. Come on now. So take Kelsey Mitchell, take her fan base, and go build around her. You could do the Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston 1-2 punch. We take our talents elsewhere. That's how I'm feeling about it. That's how I'm feeling. Straight up. Straight up. I personally think Kelsey Mitchell can fit in with the Caitlin Clark like we saw the second half of the rookie.
This stark contrast underscores the Fever's bewildering inability to truly understand and capitalize on their generational talent. While other major sports recognize Clark as a transcendent figure, the Fever's actions, from neglecting basic player health infrastructure to publicly prioritizing other players, suggest a stunning lack of foresight. It's as if they were handed a diamond and treated it like a common stone, refusing to polish it or place it in the proper setting. This profound misjudgment of Clark's value by her own organization is arguably the most unbelievable and infuriating aspect of this entire saga, leaving fans completely baffled. The current situation isn't just an embarrassment for the Indiana Fever, it's a gargantuan embarrassment for the league as a whole. It paints a picture of an organization and a league that are fundamentally unprepared for the spotlight and the responsibility that comes with hosting a player of Caitlin Clark's caliber. This isn't just about one unbelievable hire or a job posting. It's about a systemic failure of professionalism, player care, and strategic vision. It forces everyone to question the league's readiness for its explosive growth and whether it can truly support the future of women's basketball. The Fever's belated decision to hire a health director after a catastrophic injury season exposes a deeper malaise within the organization and potentially the WNBA. It's a shocking revelation of how basic player welfare was overlooked, leading to unbelievable consequences for their star players, especially Caitlin Clark. This saga isn't just about a job posting, it's a testament to leadership failures, perceived player devaluation, and a league struggling to meet professional standards. The long-term implications for player trust and fan loyalty remain uncertain, but one thing is clear, the league has been forced to confront uncomfortable truths about its own practices, demanding urgent and radical change.